Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Mr. Domrox, and today I wanted to talk to you about some new software that came out recently, Roccat's Power Grid. This essentially is just a piece of software that you install on your Windows PC, as well as then an accompanying software for your iOS or Android device, which allows you to connect the two devices together. So that is connecting your Windows phone, not your Windows PC, not your Windows phone, your Windows PC, to your Android or iPhone device. At the moment, I've only actually seen this running on an Android device. I've no idea how it works on an iOS device, and I will endeavor to take a look at that and give you some feedback on that when I do. But let's just take a look at Power Grid itself from the website. Now, this is a free application. You have to register with Roccat, a username and password, etc., to gain access to the software. And this is essentially so you can it allows you to then share the grids that you create with friends, family, your guild mates, etc. So what is Power Grid? Power Grid allows you to connect your devices together, so you can see incoming Skype messages, tweets, some specific information about your PC. There's also some VoIP stuff, so that at the moment focuses purely on Teamspeak. You can also see RSS feeds from your favorite RSS feeds, or whatever they may be. So that allows you to stay in touch with things and see things you want to see via the software. You can also monitor your PC via getting CPU information, temperature, the load, RAM usage, etc. There's also some additional volume control and also a playback option, an option to control media via your phone. At the moment, this is only tied to Windows Media Player, iTunes, and Winamp, which is unfortunate, but not everyone uses Fobo, and there are lots of other media programs out there, and I'm sure some additional plugins and control will be added to the Power Grid software in the future. It also allows you to command your PC. Now, whether this is some specific macros with nice little icons for some games that you play, or actually create custom have icons available, so allows you to open up folders, get access to additional settings for your PC without having to go into the start menu, into control panel, etc. Just at a push of a button, just go to wherever you want to go. It also allows you to build your own grids. So at the moment you can have 2 custom grids and some presets, which is unfortunate, but hey, you can't have everything. And at the moment there are, I believe it locks you to 4 grids. And looking at the pricing via the software on my phone, if I wanted to purchase additional grids, it would cost me via the Google Store 75p. And you could have 10 slots, so you can purchase 10 slots. So at the moment you can have, I believe it's only 2. The software here is showing more than 1, but I think you can have 2 custom 2 grids, 2 tabs, but up to 10 with additional purchases. Actually up to 12 with additional purchases, if my math is right, and it's 3:20 in the morning, so I can't be 100% sure. At the moment, obviously they're showing specifically, they're just showing iPhone devices, but this does work on Android. As I said, that's what I'm using right now. But there is the option, obviously, to share this with your teammates, your guild mates, relatives, or friends. So you've got like-minded individuals, or you play with a large group of people, and you say, look, this is a great piece of software. I don't need to use 1, 2, 3, 4 whilst I'm using WASD. I am just purely moving with, or whatever. I am using my phone to control my character, or to cast spells, to use macros. That is if you're like me and you don't own a big, expensive gaming keyboard. To be quite honest, my keyboard is expensive, but is expensive just because of the brand of keyboard. I don't have additional macro keys or any additional LCD display panels or buttons, so this is great. I also don't have a numpad. It's a 10 keyless mechanical keyboard, so actually having this, because I can have a numpad via my phone, via this software, it's a great little feature if you require a numpad in a game or in an application or something like that, instead of using that row of buttons. And obviously combining the two together, as I mentioned, obviously I have a 10 keyless keyboard, but you can purchase a keyboard from Roccat that allows you to plug your device in. So it's got its own inbuilt dock. The moment I haven't actually seen any more information on this keyboard, and seeing it on the Power Grid website on this here, or this image here, I don't have any other information. So I'm going to look into that further and I'll get back to you. But it does look like it's supporting iOS, so this is going to be an iPhone dock. So quite possibly not going to support Android devices. We'll soon find out. Via this software here, not via the software, via this the website here, you have obviously the option to download the application. You can download this directly to your computer and then install it, or you can get it from the iOS App Store or the Android App Store. And I found the Android App Store, it just worked, it was there. This is already software that's already launched. This isn't a beta, this is out as of the other day, as far as I'm aware. At the store here, whilst you're not actually paying any money for any of these, I'm pretty sure there'll be some premium grids that'll come out in the future. The top one here actually happens to be the League of Legends one. That's because it's got 8 ratings. But there are others, BF3, Borderlands 2. These are designed by excuse me, as I yawn. A bunch of these are made specifically by Roccat. This one here for San Andreas. What does this do? I couldn't tell you. Okay, so this allows you to instantly activate cheats in game for San Andreas. Okay, I don't know why someone would make one for San Andreas specifically, because to be quite honest, it's an old game. It doesn't work with all that well on PC, so hey, there's just one of them. Obviously you've got a Civ 5, just looking through here, you've got a Skyrim, you've got a Civ 5 grid as well. Minecraft, as we just saw, Team Fortress 2, etc, etc. Here's the option to share, so you can share now. You need to log in to do so, but I'm assuming it syncs the information from here when you save it, because you're logged in on the software, so you can share via the browser or share via the software itself. Smart Gear, this basically just gives you an idea of what docks are available for your phone. This is from Briefo. This is a Lego one. There is a Belkin dock for your iOS device here, etc, etc. But enough of the website and what we're sitting here. Oh, the Project Fobo, here we go. I didn't scroll down earlier, but coming soon, the Project Fobo. And once you've connected your Fobo and Power Grid smartphone, you'll never need to separate them. You can write any text message with the Fobo on Facebook, Skype, Teamspeak, you name it. It also lets you take voice calls with your gaming headset, and naturally the Fobo will charge your phone in case you need to remove it. Okay, that's great. And the Project Apuri 2.0, which is going to be a smartphone cradle, which is another interesting design and idea, and it's pretty awesome actually. I'm just hoping this is going to be available for Android devices, not just iPhone, but we'll soon wait and see. Hopefully some more information will come out of this soon. And obviously there's a tutorial information here. These 4 video tutorials on basic settings, how to choose and use grids, how to create grids, create advanced buttons, etc. As well as some text information if you don't want to sit and watch these videos. But hey, that's what this website's for, isn't it? So let's have a look at the software itself, and I minimized it seems. So here we go. Let's unminimize it. Go away. Let's get rid of that. Okay, looking at the software, you have some predetermined grids. You have an incoming center, which basically is where emails, Facebook, Skype, RSS feeds, Teamspeak, etc. at a glance information will appear. You have system stats, so you can have CPU info, RAM info, net usage, your C drive, your D drive. Not only does it give you the free space, but it also allows you to open those folders. Is there any more information? Oh, there's also stopwatches and timers available, and you can program these, so that'll have an infinite amount of time. This will have a specific timer that'll count down from 15, but you can set that to minutes and hours, etc. There's some sound control, so you can mute your microphone, you can change your microphone's volume, change the master volume, change the music volume if you want to, and as I mentioned earlier, there is a skip, play, stop, pause button, as well as a general volume master slider. So Windows System Sounds, Windows Media Player, Open Broadcast software appears here for some as well as the Steam Client Bootstrapper. I think this is what it's reading from my computer itself. So what I've currently got open is, obviously you got your master volume, my system sounds, Windows Media Player. I don't know why that's there. It's not running at the moment. Open Broadcaster software is what I'm using to record my desktop at this very point in time. Obviously, I have Steam running almost all the time anyway. TalkFX. I'm not sure how this works. I haven't really, looked into any detail regarding the Roccat TalkFX settings. You've also got custom grids. So these presets, I will add, these presets, you can have all 4 of these running on your phone with no problems. As soon as you start adding custom grids, like the numpad, calculator, Windows 7, the 2 Windows 7 controls that are available, the BF3 one, that's blank. That's my grid currently, the way it is currently set up. A VLC remote. Once you have 2 grids installed, custom grids, you have to pay for additional slots, as far as I'm aware. The software reads 1 additional tab slot. Any grid can be assigned to the tab slot via Power Grid host software. Buying additional tab slots help us improve Power Grid. Okay, so it comes with 2 slots. You can use 2 at any one time. As soon as you start to add additional slots, so let's remove these. These are all saved, so it's not a problem. I can get rid of these here, no problem. Additional tab 1 and tab 2. So if I add, there's the editor. I don't want the editor actually. If I just went to grids and I wanted you on my phone. Let's apply you as well. Okay. So right now my phone has app settings and an in-app purchase option. So on that there, with that selected, I want to add that to my phone. So I'm going to add that to the bar, and then I'm going to add the incoming center to the bar. Actually, I can add 2 more grids, so I'm going to add that, and I'm also going to add a numpad. I think anything after these 4 grids, especially the 2 custom ones, I have to pay for additional slots. If you use the preset slots, the presets, you're fine. You can use these presets and not have an issue. As soon as you start creating your own custom designs and custom layouts, you have to pay for additional slots if you wanted to continue on using the software. So I'm going to click apply. And right now I have the system stats on my phone as I wanted it to be. I have an incoming messages, if that is actually enabled within the software, and we'll get into that shortly. My grid that I wanted, which is partial duplicate of the system stats anyway, a numpad, which if I open up, let's go to here and let's type calc. let's launch the calculator. If I press keys on my numpad, I get the option. I'm just pressing random keys, and I press enter. That gives you my total results, and I'm just hitting enter a couple of times. But yes, that becomes my numpad plus 55566, well 558, whatever. Click enter, and that is what I get, and it'll keep ticking over for infinite, or to infinity and beyond. So yes, that is the numpad in action. And then I've got a sound control here, which I'm not going to play with whilst I'm recording, to be quite honest. Talk FX right now, so I don't know how this Talk FX program works, to be quite honest. So we'll soon find out in the future. So yes, you can have 2 custom slots, or you can have you can have an unlimited amount of the preset slots, preset grids, but as soon as you start adding more than 2 custom grids, you have to pay for the additional grids. And the additional grids are 75 pence via the Google App Store. It's an in-app purchase on your phone, and I'm assuming that iOS is the same price. It's going to be another £75. £75, 75 pence, get it right. Now, creating custom grids is really easy, and going to the editor here, I can select, I can go here and I can create a new blank tab. So let's custom the custom grid 2. I'm gonna leave this custom grid 2. That's what I'll leave the name as. Control size, text, title, the desktop PNG, the background image, button sounds as I press them, so it will click, etc., etc. And then you've got an easy option to create a function. So you can have execute, a shortcut, you got a macro, you can assign a shortcut, open an application, open a MISC file folder, website, etc. or assign a macro. Now, I'm just going to look at opening an application. Now you can assign your own and create your own icon and image. So I'm going to type in, I don't know, an inside joke regarding a friend of mine, Danny Blows Goats. That text is quite long, so it's going to be a bit much. And if you go to File, and I want to look at, I don't know, clothing, and I'm going to go for boobs. Can I move that boobs image down? I don't think I can. So obviously the text and the boobs, or the text and the bra, go over each other a little. So I can't overly, there we go. I can't change that text any more than it already is. I can't move that image from where it is at all. And obviously you can add a button sound, or you can add it striped or gray. You can change the background, so it's blue, so it's gray striped, or have none at all, so it's just a complete almost blank icon. But yeah, let's just reset that, get rid of that completely. So yeah, you can create custom buttons. There are also some presets, like this one here, or even some preset action settings. So this will launch the internet options. This will bring up game controllers, and this one will open a folder. This can open up my computer, my desktop folder, my favorites, fonts, my documents, my downloads, etc., etc., etc. There is a performance monitor tab here, which will bring up the performance monitor for my PC, bring up power options, run the console, search files. There's also options to jump menus within the taskbar, pin items to the taskbar, etc., etc. And it kind of goes on. Here's a Windows minimize and a Windows maximize. I can minimize and maximize whatever windows on the screen just at the touch of a button, instead of having to actually go up here and click. There is a Teamspeak display. Now this is great, because with this enabled, I can see a direct display on this specific grid information about Teamspeak when it is enabled via the software settings. We're also able to create, we can do any number of sequences within this set of these grids here, and you can obviously have custom tabs and have these custom grids that go across your phone menu. Obviously the only problem is you can only have 2 custom grids at any one time, so you're kind of limited unless you pay for additional additional grids. How many times can I repeat grids, do you think? In any case, this is great if you go to use this software on a regular basis and it is going to become part of your routine with your PC. So buy those additional grids, custom grids, because the development will continue to grow and grow and grow by people giving money just for additional grids. 75 pence is nothing. In retrospect, I'm not sure if I'm actually going to keep this software and use it on a regular basis or not. It depends on how the development goes in the future. There are some things that niggle me. They are purely minor at this point in time, and I'm hoping the ability to create your own, go even deeper with designs, etc., will be available in the future. Obviously, creating custom grids that are get my words out, are specific to certain games or applications are fantastic. Macros that are available, you can press and do these things. Excuse me. Is a great feature. Looking at the settings now, it's still stuck where I was last looking at it, which was the last page. I've recorded this a couple of times now, made some mistakes in the audio, etc. You've got your basic power grid settings. So this shows you your profile. So Mr. Darrox is my account profile. My phone, it's a Samsung, it's connected. Obviously data protection, all information disclosed will be treated as confidential. That makes perfect sense, Roccat, and if it didn't, I would sue you. I think a lot of people would sue you. At the moment, the additional media players are only Windows Media Player, iTunes, and Winamp. I would like to be able to add some other media players, or assign controls to do things for me within, not necessarily here, but within the custom grids. I've seen some other things in the custom grids and hoping I can maybe set one up for my media player, so when my speakers are running and I just want to skip through music or do something within my phone, I can just do that. Oh, with my audio from my computer, I can just do that via my phone. So changing a track, playing a different album, etc. Maybe that'll become something that they will look into in the future. Depends on the demand for it. It depends on the development and the cost involved as well. Now let's move on from there. Email settings. So you can have within the the incoming messages grid grid, which was the incoming center here. No, we don't care about that. So within that one there, I'm going to add that one actually. So with that enabled on your device, you can have email settings. So you can get latest information from your email client, or your latest email appear. You can have information from Facebook. I believe this may be some specifics. So this may be things within certain circles, or within certain, not circles, that's Google Plus. Within certain friends that you have decided to make important to you on Facebook. So you'll only see information from those people. RSS feeds. You can add all the RSS feeds and you can get the up-to-date information from the key RSS feeds that you want to see, whatever they may be. Some Skype settings here. Now I don't know what, I think this is to give you a direct, I have Skype running almost all the time, and so I don't, instead of having to alt-tab out of Skype or out of a game or application or something when I'm busy, like say there's something that's full screen, like when I'm playing a game and I don't see Skype, or I haven't turned my second monitor on or whatever, I can just look at my phone and it'll say, oh, you have a new message from Gavin. Great, okay. Tim. Anyone and anyone. And those two people happen to be members of Player. They are my fellow journalists. So I can see information directly from them. Teamspeak settings here, I can see chat messages. I can see if someone entered or left the client, as well as there's additional information in the incoming center and within within one of the grid settings, where I can see who's speaking to me. So I can get a real-time whose voice that is, their name, if it's not familiar. And I can also get specific, I can get a timeline. I'm assuming this is Twitter is going to be the one. Depends on how many people you follow. I follow a couple of hundred different people, and not all of them tweet, but they tweet on a regular basis. So I might see, you know, see a feed, your Twitter feed on your phone via the software whilst you're in game, so you can keep an eye on what's going on with someone specific. So I can see whether a friend, one of the streamers that I subscribe to, or the only streamer I subscribe to, is streaming whilst I'm in a game. I can see it. Or I can see some information or a message that is pertinent to me from Twitter itself via the software to my phone. And obviously if it's in a dock, that's great. And the last tab here that I'm going to cover is just the general support tab, which we saw on the website earlier. And instead of having the videos, you've just got the text description and information. Help and support here, terms of service, system, software contract, and iOS in-app purchase information here. Okay, this tells me that the iOS in-app purchase doesn't currently work, and they can't spell purchase. There's a spelling mistake in the text there, but that is besides the point. In any case, I think that pretty much covers it for the time being. I hope you guys found this quite informative, and you go out and try this software. It's free to use, as I said. You don't have to pay a penny for it. I'm doing this out of the kindness of my own heart. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button, leave a comment. Hell, follow me on Twitter at Mr. Dom Rocks if you want to see more inane bullshit tweets from another guy on the internet. But yeah, thanks for watching, and goodbye.